realizing what you are is has two sides, right? Like on one side, there's a sense of relief like you've never felt before, because you always knew there was something, right? And then, but like since childhood, you knew there was something about you, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. The thing that made you different. You didn't necessarily even want to be different. Now, everybody says that they're different. Most people feel some sort of, you know, uh, anguish or internal loneliness, teenage angst, all of those things. But you knew that yours was something different. And you spend so much time of your life doing the best to put one foot in front of the other. But in the back of your mind, at all times, there's this thing. You can't even articulate it. You don't even know how to explain it to yourself. And then you go through some sort of trauma, almost always tethered to narcissistic abuse, lifelong, but it's a catalyst narcissist. It's an individual narcissistic psychopath that kicks you off of any sense of stability and semblance of good in your life. And that throws you straight down into the pit of dark night of the soul. This is the way that it goes, right? So as you are going through what they call the healing journey, you're climbing out of DNS is what I call it. And you start to, integrate your shadow into yourself. The revelations, the epiphanies compound. Your spiritual gifts begin to take form. Your spiritual abilities heighten. Like there's a lot that's going on. And it's interesting because you're going through this evolution, right? But it's like, many spiritually awakened souls talk about, it's an individual thing. It's not something like, normally when we have celebratory moments in our lives, we share them with loved ones, friends, family. And this is not that type of celebratory moment, because the other side of it is, they say what, to whom much is given, much is required. It's both, the cause and the cure. It's both a burden and a curse. Like there's all these different things. And that's what this is. Okay. A highly empathic person, chosen one. This is what it is. So it's got this euphoric side, and then it's got this very heavy side. And a lot of the heaviness shows up as your third eye is sharp. And the more you do the healing work, right? Like the various things that you do, the grounding, the prayer, the meditation, the fasting, the cleansings, the different things, right? The sound vibration, all the different things that you will naturally be drawn to and you'll do, they decalcify your third eye. Oh, and the clean eating and clean drinking, all that stuff, it sharpens you, right? And what happens is whatever, because all of us have different spiritual gifts, right? Different anointings, different things that the Most High God has put in us. But your gifts are so heightened that before, where you had to strain even to think about a thing or do a thing or create a thing, whatever your gift is, it's seamless. Like it kind of pours out of you. And when your gifts involve awareness, things like, audiosentience or clairvoyance, clairsentience, like those types of things, the input, so others and their actions and behaviors, you're able to see through things with such a sharp precision and so quickly that it can destabilize you, especially in the early stages when you've not yet learned how to curtail it, right? It can cause a lot of disruption to your life because it's like that movie, The Sixth Sense. you know, it's an old movie called The Sixth Sense where this kid, he's able to see apparitions, right? It's that sort of thing where, again, it's all dependent on what your gift is. But the key is learning how to hone that skill, because the gift is a superpower. I try to be careful about using too much romantic language about this thing because it's very serious, and some of you are further along on the journey than me, so you would already know we're talking about extremely powerful stuff here, right? This is what you have is what those who participate in the occult practices, witchcraft, all these things, that's what they're trying to do, that, right? From a dark energy perspective, where you're not trying to do that. You are that because God is within you. You are of God. It's light energy. So it's a different thing. You're not trying to manipulate anything, right? Where that's what the opposite is doing. They are trying to manipulate it. Again, we're talking about light versus dark energy. We're talking about, demonic versus angelic. We're talking about narcissistic psychopathy versus highly empathic energy, right? So it's literally a warfare, and it meets you everywhere. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. You may have multiple children and you can see what you can see. Like, this is very heavy, deep stuff. So, that can cause some disillusion, some confusion. And, this message is that I'm giving here is not for everyone. This message, you'll know it when you hear it. If it's for you, you'll get it. Just like everything else on the healing journey. When you start hearing someone else speak to the experience that you are having, but couldn't find the words to articulate it, or never thought of it from that perspective, or never even imagined that someone else could be experiencing, feeling, thinking the things that you're living. It's that's the type of stuff, that's the type of it's what resonates, and it's what helps you on your path. It helps you to maintain your composure, because just knowing that there's one other soul out here on the planet that will get you, that knows what you're talking about, that can relate. Let me tell you something. And then when you start like a great thing, and this comes after much work and dedication, right? So when you start really healing, as I've said before in other posts, you will attract your kin. You will start attracting other souls like you. Like, so before you went through this journey, you're walking among the billions of people on the planet, right? And you're like, I must be crazy. Like, is there nobody on earth that gives a shit about other individuals? Is there nobody who's true? Is there nobody who can have a fair, intellectually, organic, caring dialogue without ulterior motives or ego. Like, you don't even know to articulate it this way until you've gone through narcissistic abuse, but that's basically what you're feeling your whole life, right? And it's very confusing. And the reason that happens is because when you're walking in a fog, your light, nobody can see it. Again, it's just like when the sun is out and there's fog in the sky. You can't see, you can only see like this reflection of the sun, but not the true rich sun. That's what you are before you go through the healing journey, okay? Once you come out of dark night of the soul, you're on ascension, after integration, all of that, you become a bright, crisp, sunny, tropical day. And individuals who love the sun, right, are going to come out to play. It's really that simple. Okay, now you have to be careful because the psychopaths also, remember, they live in the heat. The heat is where their father reigns, right? So they're coming too. But you, again, you will repel them. The type of heat that you emit, the shine that you emit, the sun, the energy that you emit is not, they can't stand it for long, right? So they may try to attack, they may come with their little smear comment or campaign or whatever they do. Their normal tactics are their tactics. You already know that. The effect that they will have on you, most of the time you won't even see it because you're going to be protected, right? Your spiritual brothers and sisters we're all shielding each other, whether we see it directly or not. So you won't really see it too much, but when you do see it, you'll be able to recognize it quickly and you'll know exactly what you need to do, right? But the positive part is really what I want to focus on, because a lot of times on this journey, especially in the early days, it can be very dark and gloomy, confusing. When you're going through awakening, there is a whole other side if you just keep going and you hold on, right? Because you know what I'm going to say next. Keep at it, stay focused, and do your shadow work.